Welcome to the living room and to daylight savings time.
Yes, it's still bright outside.
We have sprung forward, and I, for one, am happy about that.
Yeah, I won't be so happy in the morning when it's dark until like 9 o'clock. But
it's already dark most of the when we get up anyway. So
true.
Okay, what's been going on?
Well, this is where I say, been a busy week.
No, don't say that. According to the list that I have right in front of you, the first thing we're going to discuss is that we were in Biloxi for the last Ambassador Show Choir competition of the season.
We were.
We were there. It was a good time.
Mostly.
Yeah. Another late night.
Yeah, the kids didn't even perform until like
10:10.
10:15, something like that, which is way past our usual expiration date. And the room was very warm.
It was toasty. And if I say it's hot, I know a lot of other people are very, very hot. But it was good. And then they stayed in Biloxi for a few days, so they're doing some fun things. And they'll be back on Monday.
Yeah.
And then they have one more, it's not a competition.
Performance.
I don't know when that is.
It'll be in the spring whenever
It'll be in Clinton.
Attaché does their spring review, Ambassadors will come and do their competition set along with it. And so that'll be probably 4 nights. Is that right? 4 nights, 3 or 4 nights of...
So it's not too late. Should you want to come?
You can get your tickets when they're available.
Okay, so last week, for all of you who watched it, we talked about one of the houses. We'd shown some houses and we put a contract in for somebody. And I'm almost positive we didn't know at the time that they'd gotten the house, right?
We did not know.
So there were 5 contracts and
offers.
5 offers.
Just the one contract.
1 contract, 5 offers. That's how it works. And they accepted our clients. And it is
really nice.
So cute.
Yeah. Did you get any more footage of it when we were there?
I didn't go.
Oh, that's right. It was me. And I didn't. So, but it's really nice.
I think we showed
We showed it
footage,
last week. It's really pretty. Really excited for our clients and looking forward to them. And they're their first home together.
I know. The only thing, I'm really glad they got this house. The only sad thing to me is that we didn't get to show them more houses.
We showed them 2.
Which is great. I think we've talked about before how sometimes people look for years.
Yeah.
And maybe they're still looking. And sometimes people look at 1 house or 2 houses and they find it and then they're good to go. So that's great. It's really good. I just like spending time with them. So
Yeah. So we can still manage to do that. But
That's right. And then that house and then another house, Scott attended a couple of inspection reviews this week.
yeah, and then one actually got delayed. So we were going to have 3 this week, but
I didn't know.
yeah, one was Monday with our client who's moving here from Texas. Good review, got that agreement worked out. The one on this house that we're talking about now is we're still negotiating that, and so anticipate that all being worked out here the next few days. And then one we're supposed to have on Friday, but the seller has to turn on all the utilities before we can perform the inspection, and they've been unable to do that yet, so we had to delay it. But lots of things.
Lots of inspection reviews.
Yeah, well, it's good. It means you're getting things under contract and people are moving forward, and so that's part of it. And
then we got one back from a house that our clients are selling, and so the buyers had their inspection and
yeah. So now we're going to negotiate that one. So
more negotiating.
Yeah, all part of the process. We would never encourage anybody to purchase a home without an inspection. And certainly would expect any buyer on a listing that we have to inspect a home, just because you want everybody to know exactly what they're buying and that everybody knows exactly what the issues are with the house. There's very few perfect houses. I would say probably none. And so you want to be aware of what you're buying before you do it.
Yeah.
Got this burst of energy, maybe. Why are you looking at me?
No, I'm just think it's a cool concept.
I think you just drifted off and started thinking about me. Because I've been married to you long enough to know when you're not listening to me and you are thinking about, you've moved on, and I'm trying to think about what it ways you could possibly be thinking about.
Well said.
Not controversial, but
Well said.
yeah.
Okay, and then we met with some friends / clients about the potential. They're trying to decide about sell, stay, what they want to do. So they're kind of in the beginning process of,
I mean, ultimately, they're going to sell at some point. It's just about timing.
is it now? Is it later? And we like to have those conversations and be included in that. And then we showed them a house. We were going to show them a couple, but some unusual circumstances prohibited us from seeing some of them.
The sellers had issues.
Yeah,
not-
the
not-
sellers had issues, not our buyers.
But it's buyers who they have not bought a home in almost 25 years, and so just while they're very experienced business people, they haven't had to do this for a long time, and things have changed, and so we were helping to have conversations about what that would look like for them. So always fun to do that.
Okay, and then lastly, I wanted to talk about our team meeting. We have those. Are they monthly?
2 a month.
2 a month, but not this week. We had one last week.
Yes.
So
This-
is
this-
it
because
what's
of
the rota-
spring break? We're not going to have 2 this month.
Okay, it feels. I can never keep the.
We try to have
order.
2 a month, but different circumstances tend to
Okay,
shake
so
the schedule.
it was last Monday, the one that I'm going to talk about, and a group of agents had come back from one of the Keller Williams big company meetings, and Phil, our broker, shared some. I need your face, please. Shared some interesting numbers. I mean, I think they're interesting, and it's something that people talk about, and it was reiterated, and it just struck me. And Scott's going to flash this up on the screen.
Helps to see things visually.
Yeah, it helps you see things visually. But one of the things that he talked about, and everybody likes to talk about the mortgage rates, and we always say historically they're low, and that's what this and what Scott will flash up on the screen talks about. So the highest they've ever been, and this is since this goes back to 1972. It was 16.63. So I don't want to hear anybody complaining.
What about the 6.5% and 7% rates?
So, what's the 772?
That's the average since 72.
Okay, the average. Okay, since 72 is 7.72. So we're still under that. Thank goodness. Obviously, there was a low point, and that's what you hear.
A very recent low point, which we all remember well.
We do. And that's the low point that people are like, no, I'm never leaving this number. I hear you. But for those of you who may want to, it's good to know that we're still
at an average.
average. And the projection for 2025 is 6.5%. So, I mean, who knows?
We're not there currently.
We're a little high still, higher than that number. Not as high as 16.63.
We're in the low 7s.
So I feel like, we're lower than that. We're lower than what was that? That was 80, early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then inventory, we're still low on inventory. I think if you pay attention at all, you might feel that as well. So we need some people to sell their house. Okay. And then what did we talk about when the 08 crash?
Yeah,
I'm
go
looking
back
for
to
that
inventory.
one. Sorry,
Go back to
I
inventory.
messed it up.
So the inventory, which the chart I'll show you now, is it shows that very low number is we've never recovered from
This is what I wanted.
the crash in 08, which everybody talks about. You've seen the what's the one with Christian Bale and Michael Scott, the big. I'll put the picture of the movie up right here. But it's that movie. It talks about the housing crash in 08 when you had all these subprime mortgages, and as a result, a lot of builders went out of business and they quit building. And we've never recovered from the inventory loss of losing those builders back 17 years ago. And so because there's not enough builders building enough homes, they're now kind of catching up, but still not at the rate that we would like.
Yeah.
It's going to be decades before we are back at what we would call a balanced inventory, which there's a technical term, number of months of inventory, it's whatever. But we're not there, and we're still low on inventory.
Yeah, new home sales, and you'll see when this flashes up, what happened from 08 I mean, '08 is when it just,
Fell off a cliff.
we go down, and it stays well below, the average.
The long-term average.
Long-term average. And so it's just so interesting that the market has not recovered since then.
Yeah, you don't just spin up home builds, in a quick period of time when the people who were building them are no longer doing that. And so you have to wait for other people to get into the business to start building homes, take on that risk. And we're getting there. People are doing it and building homes, but you have to, it takes time.
And, now we've seen some companies come into the market and they turn them out. And we have some that have come into our area. And this is, I have to say our market, they haven't been here before. And now these, national firms are coming in and maybe filling that gap.
They are to some extent. They're building entire neighborhoods and building new homes at a rate that your normal local builders can't do because of just money. Yeah.
Which we can have a whole conversation about that offline, should anybody be interested in that. The other one that I thought was interesting, other slide, was about home insurance and the increase in home insurance.
And that is, across the country, a lot of insurance rates have gone up. Some states have been affected more negatively than others. We happen to live in one of those. So a lot of the states around the Gulf that have experienced a lot of hurricane activity have seen insurance companies jack their prices up.
Except Alabama. Alabama was not
it
one.
It wasn't among the highest, which is strange to me. Maybe they have some regulations that prevent that, but ours has skyrocketed. And if you may have felt that if your rate went up dramatically. I actually yesterday received a notice about one of our rental properties. Our rate, it said in there, hey, because of your past history, claim history, you don't have the best rate. And what that means is I actually used our insurance. When tree limbs
why
fell,
we pay for it?
The tree limbs fell on our house and punched holes to the roof. We got a new roof. And because we actually used the insurance for the reason that we very much have it, we can't get the best rate now, which I think is crazy, but that's the way things are.
So now I'm going to have beef with home insurance and health insurance.
I
have beef. I have real beef with health insurance.
Talk to Amanda about how insurance is a scam. She'd love to talk about it.
I pull from one source, and that is my own
your own experience.
And let me tell you, not great. But here we are. This is not a health insurance conversation.
Seminar.
So, yes, it's not a health insurance TED Talk. Okay. Yeah. We're very Christmassy today.
We've had
some red and green.
One of Amanda's favorite things is for us to match.
I do not.
And we've inadvertently nearly matched the last 2 days.
2 days.
And weirdly enough, both wearing green. She changed earlier. She was wearing green. And I don't have a lot of green, but we've managed to sync it up.
Hey, we all three, Hazel yesterday also had green. We all had green tops and black bottoms on.
And when we say all three, we don't mean to exclude Henry.
Yeah, he was not with us.
He is on a school trip, not with us, but yeah.
Okay, that's our wardrobe update.
And our market update.
Bye.